And I'm live 1 minute before starting. Usually I'm right on time or starting a few minutes late, but 1 minute early today. Guess I really want to talk to you guys. So, who's here? Welcome, everybody. Please come and say hi in the chat so I know who's watching. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Ostara, if that's something you celebrate or consider. Hope you're all having a good Sunday. Hi, Ian. How are you doing? Still good? I'm having a lovely, lovely, slow Sunday. Hey, Pamela. Good to hear. Yes, people are coming in. Come and say hi. Bonjour, Carole. Tout va bien? On va parler du Tarot de Marseille aujourd'hui. We're going to talk about the Marseille Tarot, guys. Nikki. Hello, Nikki. Oh, cool. I found you're alive. Hi. Hi, Danielle. Oh, you are so right, Ian. Sundays are perfect days for hug decks. And we really, really need hug decks, right? In these times. I mean, what's going on with the world? I already knew it wasn't going really well. Trying to keep it real, on the channel, not deflecting or ignoring the difficult things and the things that don't make sense and the things that are unfair. Um, but at the same time, I really want to not escape, that's not the right word, but just sometimes it's just good to, um, well, we need that balance, right? We need to acknowledge what's going on in the world and what's happening to us. And at the same time, um, we we need that rest also. And how do we get it? To maybe just look at a new deck. You know what I mean? I'm without adding too much to the consumerism side, etc. But I'm very apologizing as a disclaimer. This deck that I'm going to show you is out of print, so I'm terribly sorry about that. Um, I wanted one that was mass produced, which it is. It's a Los Scarbeo deck. It was, but very limited print run. And I'm actually really lucky to have found this one. And I will share with you how that happened because it's quite amazing. I'm very lucky. But to go back to what I was saying, uh, hard times, difficult times. I hope you guys are well, are doing well, and are able to, relax and find your center again. Because my God, there's a war. Uh, restrictions still happening. I don't know what it's like in your country, um, or at least knowing that they're going to come back. There are actually family members of people in the tarot YouTube community, who are. It's just that there's loss there, and yeah, all we can do is just try to send some love and send some healing and yeah, helpful and comments and messages saying that we are there, we support them, and they don't need to um, put any pressure on themselves because there's enough pressure as it is, isn't it? But that's just a little thing that I wanted to say. However clumsy I said it, I tried to say it, honestly. Um, let's see who else is here. Erin is here. Hi, Erin. Oh, you're gonna like this topic, I think, because you're very much into Tarot de Marseille, aren't you? Happy spring, yes, happy Ostara. Très bien, ravi du sujet du jour, le Tarot de Marseille. Ouais, j'adore. I'm having a love affair with Tarot de Marseille decks these days. So good. Oh, the world is currently a Nine of Swords. Yeah. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning. It's the afternoon for me, but I guess I picked the right time to do live so that more people could join. Good evening, Anna. Good evening, guys. Happy spring equinox. Hope the war ends soon. Yeah. Hello, Anne. Hey, Kelly Bear. I have been on a huge Tarot de Marseille kick these past 2 weeks. After a brief, I think it says Rider-Waite-Smith fling. Yeah, brief. Good. That's nice to hear. Going back to the traditional systems, are we? Marielle. Mariella. Ooh, that sounded like the Mary L tarot. Do you happen to have that one by any chance, Mariella? Fling. Yeah, I mean, we're dating our tarot decks, right? I don't know if Candy from Candy Soul and Soil is going to join later in the chat, but that's where we got it from, I think. That's where I got it from. Like, we're dating the tarot. So fun. Happy Ostara, great to be here. Lovely spring day in the UK. Loving Marseille. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is very Dutch to start talking about the weather. And I don't know what it is with lives, start talking to you, like starting off with a little small talk, and then we get into the stuff that we actually find interesting. But it's very Dutch to start talking about the weather. We've been having amazing spring weather, like blue skies, sunshine. It was warm enough to not have your winter coat anymore, which is a big achievement almost here. And then today, I mean, you'll see the light change. Nothing I can do about that. This sun, and then there's no sun. It gets really yellow in here when the sun is coming through. But today is the first day in, I don't know, like 2 weeks that it's been a little bit more cloudy and rainy, just a little bit rainy. Hello, Hyun. I've got some French text translations coming in soon. Can't wait. Nice. There's so much info on the Tarot de Marseille in French. It's good that it's finally getting translated. Uh, oh, cool. Fatima Oracle. I don't know it, but US Brits are obsessed with the weather. Yeah, I think it's because we have similar weather. Here we had sand coming from Sahara days ago. Oh my God, yes, we did too. All the cars and all the bikes, because obviously I'm in Amsterdam, there's a lot of bikes, were covered in that Sahara sand. It was something new. Yeah, yeah. You guys, pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's not amazing, but it's just a fun thing. I finished filling my journal, my tarot journal, my journal, um, 2 days ago on the 18th. Yeah. So this is right here is a little over a year of my life. And I write really, really tiny usually. So there's a lot in here. And I don't know, I just felt like this needed to be in a video of mine. So yeah. I'm not alone here. I have the doggy, but she's sleeping right now. Thoughts on French. Hey, Aeon Cave. Thoughts on French Kabbalistic system applied to Tarot de Marseille versus English. Um, Phew, I don't know. Because I don't think, to be honest, I ever read a book. What language didn't it didn't matter what language. I don't think I ever read a book that connected the Kabbalistic tree of life to the Tarot de Marseille specifically. I think I do that sometimes, but it's not the main thing with Marseille. Marseille to me is still elements and numerology mostly. But yeah, I mean, if you have any recommendations, and how is it different? The French or English? Yeah, I can't see through my windows. Are you stuck? Are you actually stuck, meaning you can't leave? Or do you feel stuck, Ian? Either way, that sucks. Miss Melissa, hello. In Virginia, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, probably, right? And chilly and windy at 11:08 a.m. I skip esoteric additions to Tarot de Marseille because I prefer to keep it simple. Oh yeah, I know. And with Toth, we go completely bonkers with all of those things. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there are so many things I don't know, and you guys, teach me a lot. But right now, I'm not in the headspace at all to read, which sucks because I love to read, and usually I study at the same time. I read books, about topics that I want to learn more from. But right now, it's gonna take another 2 weeks before I can actually read again for pleasure because I'm actually studying something very important. Not going to share it yet, but it requires all of my attention except for right now. I just wanted to relax with you. By the way, I have a tea here, mm, in the huge mug. This is pear or something. Simplicity makes it more intuitive. Yeah, that's true. Um, okay. So wonderful, wonderful story. I don't know if you guys watch all of my videos, but in a very recent one, I was I made a few videos on that topic too, I think. Two and a half. uh I was talking about if I were really honest with my tarot collection or with my deck collection, because of course um I also have oracle decks. But if I were truly honest, then what decks would I let go of? And obviously, I know I'm a little kooky sometimes, but I'm not going to get rid of the cousin Lars, so don't worry about it. That one is stored, and I'm just not going to think about it anymore until the day I'm ready to study it or, just read up on all of these stories because I don't know. I mean, I know why I was thinking it's not for me because it's just so much. It's so overwhelming, all of that in one deck. And there's nothing I can really tie it to except for elements numerology and the Kabbalistic tree of life. And even then, it's a little bit of a difference. Anyway, long story short, I was talking about the decks that I was going to get rid of. And one of the decks that I decided to cull was the 1709. What is that one? By Yves Reynaud. Beautifully made. It's the Pierre Madenier Tarot de Marseille, the oldest uh, tarot type 2, I believe, that we have found. And it came from Dijon, and I have a connection to that city in France. So it made sense at the time to get that deck because I wanted, you guys know, my favorite Tarot de Marseille, or my favorite tarot, is the Triomphe della Luna, the paradoxical one. I did a whole interview with Patrick Valenza a while ago, a few weeks ago. My God, so many thoughts, and I want to read the chat. I'm gonna read the chat. Hey, honey, good to see you. But I got that deck, and it was beautiful. Trust me, Yves Reynaud's decks that you can get only on his website are gorgeous, well made. You can see the love, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like my deck. I wanted next to the Triomphe della Luna Paradoxico. Oh, Doggy is um, wagging her tail in her sleep. Oh, oh, sorry, that was just so cute. Dog mama. Tears of happiness. So sweet. Um, okay. Uh, What was I saying? My God. Okay, next to that deck, I wanted a very traditional Tarot de Marseille, thinking I cannot go more traditional than that one. I have a connection to the city where it was made from or something like that. It's the oldest one. You probably know by now I like original stuff or old stuff over new things usually, but it just wasn't the one for me. So I got rid of it. And in that video, I mentioned that I was excited about the Tarot de Marseille 1760 by Nicolas Conver. So Nicolas Conver, right? Nicolas Conver. Um, by Los Carabeo, the Anima Antiqua. And I just said, well, it's too bad for me because that deck is out of print. I didn't know that, but my God, it looks beautiful. Anyway, I'll try to find it somehow or something similar. And a week later, I received an email. Wonderful, lovely woman. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say your name, but in Holland. And she said, I have the deck and it's collecting dust. So I want to gift it to you. I was like, oh, gift it to me. Um, this is like my boyfriend said, this is your trick. You tell people to call your to call their tarot collections, and then this is how you collect your new decks. That's not how what happened. Trust me. Um, but I said, well, let me at least pay at least something, or at least shipping. No, no, no. This was a gift, and incredible, absolutely incredible. And the deck, I love it too. Who else has this? I mean, I'm so freaking lucky. I can't believe it. How come this is happening to me? I'm very, very, very grateful. And yes, this is the deck. This is the Tarot de Marseille that I had been waiting for. So I'll show you in a second. Oh my gosh. So let me read the chat because that was a whole lot of talk, 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 talk. Happy equinox. Ian is saying I go to Finland for the gay clubs and to meet Hani. Well, I second that. Making coffee right now. Nice. Gay clubs in Amsterdam are fun too. Oh, cool. Yeah. I mean, that's the beauty of tarot, right? That you can just do it your way. Because Anne is saying, I can't help bringing in Kabbalistic and astrological associations into my readings, even when reading Tarot de Marseille. Yeah. Ooh, nice, Matt. So pleased you're keeping the Kazanlar. Would never forgive you if you parted ways. I know, but I was just being brutally honest. A little brutal honesty. Never hurt anybody. I think yes, it did. That's not right, not correct to say. But you know what I mean? I wasn't using it. I wasn't feeling drawn to it. But that's because I was still, and I am still, much more involved with these other decks. First, that obsession has to, calm down a little bit before I can find the headspace and the energy and the time and the will to read with Kazanlar. And I'm fine if that takes years. Like I have a pact with that deck now. That's the one that can stay uh, unused, unopened for years on end. I don't know how long it'll take. I don't know. Hyun is saying Triumphi, hashtag my classics of Anna. I mean, yes, some fun hashtags. I I'm guessing now that my classics is a hashtag that maybe I've missed. But I mean, it's possible, right? Some of these hashtags I cannot participate in anymore because everybody knows that I keep repeating myself because I never change my taste. It's always Triomphe fidèle de lune paradoxical, which is in Marseille. It's always Rider Waite Smith Centennial. It's always the Toth Greenie. Always Crow's Magic Tarot. And then in the top five, I think it would still be the Wildwood. Hmm. I have recently picked up the Jean Dodal and the Jean Noblet to try and capture the oldest decks. So nice. No way, Kelly Bear! The doorbell just went and a new Marseille deck just arrived. What timing? Yeah. Are you opening it right now? I know, Pamela. It's incredible. The tarot community is so generous on a whole. Just people in general, it's, I don't know. We are capable of respecting each other and loving each other and be kind to each other and still be strong and what a sweet gift. I know, crazy, crazy, crazy. um Nice. Hi, Lennon. So good to see you. Kelly Bear saying, I feel like that with my top picks. No one is surprised with my choices anymore. I know. I was intrigued by your thoughts on the Tarot-thon earlier this year. Yeah, melding the reading systems. Why not? Each has something to offer. Absolutely. Not a problem if you keep repeating yourself. I do too. Still love talking about my forever love decks. Oh, it is now open. And is it beautiful? Do you get the new deck feel that it's gonna work out or okay. Painted Owl. Hello. I do have Marseille, Toth, and Redoway Smith. I find I get tired of one and then switch to another system for change. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Okay, so look at this gift, right? It was I don't know. It was a gift. It was a gift. Everything was a gift. It was in this lovely pouch, which is probably where she got it. Tarot.nl, very old website probably, because how else can you get away with just calling your website tarot.nl, which would be Netherlands? um, yeah, the box is this. I mean, I don't know if you care about that, but it's nice. It's good enough to keep in. Yeah. Here on the side it says uh, philological reproduction, numbered and limited edition, 2,999 copies. Not 3,000. That would be crazy. Too much. 2,099. 2,999. Phew. Okay, so regular low Scarbeo, but the cardstock, let's start with things that not a lot of people care about, is actually a little bit thicker than regular than regular low Scarbeo decks, which I'm so thankful for. Because yes, cardstock does matter. Size matters. Cardstock matters. It's not the cardstock of a deck that matters. It's how it shuffles. Start dirty jokes, although so I'm very happy with that because usually low Scarbeo cardstock for me just doesn't cut it. Just no, no. It came with this card. I got number 540. Yeah. And then it came with this little book. But you know what? On the box, it just says Tarot de Marseille, properly spelled. In the booklet, first page, and then throughout the booklet, it says Nicolas Conver, but Nicolas spelled with an H, as in Nicholas. Uh, and I don't know. I never knew that spelling. And then because I was surprised to see it spelled with an H. I don't know. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but it's just let me know. Am I wrong? Usually, le prénom, the first name Nicolas, is spelled with just a C. Okay, so I googled it, and I'm finding all over throughout on the internet Nicolas Conver without the H. So did they just because his name is mentioned a lot, his full name. Yeah, I, I don't know what's up with that. Did they just assume it was with an H, or did they translate his name, which happens, but why though? Because isn't it a name? I don't know. Let's see what you guys say. Ooh, that's a good idea, Lennon. Marseille community live would be fun. Let's all get together and chat about Marseille. Yeah, that would be fun. Three of Cups, Danielle. I was just inspired to pull out my tattoo ink and intuition, falling in love more. Yeah. See, Kelly Bear's up for it. My birth certificate has Nicolas, but never used it that way. With an H, yeah. But then Nicola, yeah, yeah. But then this one is with an S at the end as well. Is the French different? No, this is I think this Los Cabellos, so I don't think they printed different booklets, because here it's in English, in Italian, in Spanish, in French, in Portuguese, and in I don't know what that is. Sorry. Can't know everything. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Anyway, who cares? Well, actually I care a little bit. I just want to know how to write that name, because um I'm just talking too much about this. But I did, a little hashtag Nicolas Conver 1760 and automatically wrote it without the H. Mm. Ooh, sorry about that swallow into the mic, but yeah, these are the backs. As I said, stock is lovely, and the colors are very, very bright, but it's absolutely imperfect, which is perfect for me. And it's not really restored, although I do have some things to say about that. Um, you see how the face here is imperfect, and there's no starch white. This is far from starch white. I mean, it's darker than my starch white face, so it's it looks like old parchment. It looks old. It feels great, shuffles wonderfully. This is the one, this is the one. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Amazing, wonderful gift. You're a lovely person. Now I get to share this deck with everybody who cares to watch my videos. Ah, okay. Customary to spell in English CH. Perhaps, yeah. Thank you, Anne. Uh, I don't know how to say your name, but I'm not doing readings. Okay? See you in the next chat. Or stick around, but we're gonna just talk, have a chat. Lennon, cleaner than my Jacques Vivier tarot. That deck is all over the place with paint. But did you paint it yourself? I mean, did you put paint on it, or does it look like it came with paint? Yeah, thanks, Kelly Bear. Sorry. So, look, the papes, it's wonderful that it's in French. And see how these Roman numerals, they look um, it looks like a deck that this they did very well. It's like the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith. This looks like a deck that was owned by someone else, and they used it for a very long time. Maybe it was passed from generation to generation to them. And because everything faded, they felt like they needed to pencil in the Roman numerals once more. Because let me show you. Yeah, it looks, you see, it looks like someone just re-added that. And I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that this line is missing. You see, so far I only read with this deck for myself, but I am actually using that in readings. I got La Force, strength, fortitude. I got this in a reading, and it was next to the papes, actually. Yeah, that's why they're next to one another. Yeah, it next to the papes, and they came up like this, and there I think there was the Three of Cups next to it. And first of all, they kind of look into one another's eyes, but then there's also a different life view and a different life experience, because she the papesse is so like a virgin, and then the force is not, because this beast is coming from her sexual center, you know. And because this line isn't there, it's almost as if the beast is set free to find the papesse or something like that. I mean, I don't know, this is just geeking out, but this is this is why this deck works, because I've had it for 2 weeks now, maybe 3, I don't know, maybe 4. Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Maybe 2, maybe 3, but it just makes sense and it just clicks, and I get women all the time. I mean, I know, of course, using a deck more and more, you're gonna see all the cards coming up for you, or for clients, but so far, this deck surprisingly reads very feminine, with feminine energy. Here's the Three of Cups. Beautiful, just beautiful. I love how the colors are printed a little bit all over the place, crooked. It's very imperfect, but they did it. I mean, it shows also that they pushed that a little bit too much sometimes, but I'll talk about this. So far, I love it. I love it. It's just a Centennial deck with some people. Right, where is it? I have it here. The Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith for some people is, it looks too much like a vintage. They were, oh, Three of Cups again. Nice. Like a reproduction. That everything looks too grainy. Everything looks too old. But for me, no. It's perfect. Ian is saying, I have lots of Tarot de Marseille inspired decks, but classic Tarot de Marseille just never speak to me. I don't know why. Well, same here, but I just felt that I needed it, and this is the one. Finally, I found it. Lennon is saying, no, the deck came that way painted. Well, I don't know which one it is. Do you have a video up about that one? Because I'm actually interested in seeing it. Haha. I like a deck that looks a little wonky. I agree. When it's too perfect, the classic Tarot de Marseille that we see all the time, it it's so flawed because it's too perfect. I love the little imperfections. Nice. What did I say that reminds you of Madonna? The blue is like a turquoise color. Yes, it's a little bit. I'm not much of a turquoise lover, to be honest, but yes, it is quite beautiful. It's just the colors are very characteristic of this deck. So, um, I believe Paula. Here you are. I believe the deck found a forever home. Thank you. This is the wonderful person who gifted this deck to me. Ooh, there's going to be a vintage version of the Marseille out later in the year. Do you have a link, maybe, Kelly Bear? I don't know because I have no idea. It kind of mirrors the Bacchus Tarot. You guys are all talking about decks I don't know, but that's fine. Oh, like a virgin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is like a virgin. I don't own the rights to this song. Touched for the very first time. Woo! Goody. Erin, Anna, do you use color symbology at all with your Tarot de Marseille readings? Yes. Or tarot in general? Yes. Traditional Tarot de Marseille colors are usually simpler and vibrant. Yes. Um, oh, it's very, in Marseille, it's very simplified in my head. Obviously, intuition comes in, but whenever I see blue, or not whenever I see blue, but actually, I want to check something. I believe the Hermit doesn't have a blue hand. Uh, but anyway, blue usually to me means a spirit connection, spirituality. Yeah. And then the red, just like in the Emperor's and the Fool's red shoes, obviously shoes, walking, going, doing, action, and then red is the passion. And again, the action and the doing very much mm, on fire. So that to me means that there's a lot of power behind this and a lot of force and a lot of adventure and see. So that's, I know that's very simplified, but that is how I see it. Now look, in the three of coins, I don't know, some people read it like this. I always read it like this. The red now in this deck very clearly shows a heart. Now, I already found the heart shape in this card, but now because the vines are red or the stems of the flowers are red, it pops even more. Thank you so much, Kelly Bear. Oh, you are so. Thank you. I didn't mean to make you work. Okay, so Lennon is answering. It was really one I showed for Wrath in my 7 decks for Deadly Sins tag. Cool. Oh, what's that? What's that, Erin? Thank you, Kelly, saying it's okay, it wasn't work. Oh, okay. I don't know, because there was so many emojis that comment needed to be checked or something. Fun. Anyway, thank you, Erin. Um, look, little flaws, little flaws. You guys know how I mean, I'm assuming now. Let me tell you. One of the reasons I got rid of a Toth deck, the regularly available US Games Toth deck, or AG Mueller, or it's the same, I don't know at this point, is because the Wheel of Fortune was an egg of fortune. It was an oval, not a circle. And that bugged me because I got the greenie first, and that's a vintage deck. And I'm not saying it's better, but I am saying it's better. Sorry. This is me like geeking out over, the perfection of the decks, or at least the feel. But I was just so used to seeing that round Wheel of Fortune because, of course, it's a wheel, it has to be round, otherwise, it doesn't work right. Um, and then in the US Games version, the wheel was stretched out and it bugged me because I saw it uh, in readings. So I know that's very, I don't know, a non-issue really, but considering I was able to choose between two decks, I did. But here, I love it, but all the cards are a little bit stretched out, are a little bit elongated. Do you see that these coins are not round? Oh no! Ha ha ha. The emojis were just to thank you for your insight on color symbolism. It's something I want to get better at and add to my readings as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's nice. See how the colors I use the most in symbolism, I believe, would be blue, red, and green. This red sword, blood red sword, is cutting through and not holding back. Um, the wands is the greenest suit in the Tarot de Marseille. I mean, these days we would say that would be pentacles, but maybe not, etc., etc. Where was I? Okay, so the stretched out thingies. Yeah, I know. Marlene or Marlene, I don't know. I'm glad I have old eyes. Didn't notice the wheel at all, but I don't have a greenie to compare. Yeah, it's the regularly available Thoth deck is fine. It's just I already knew what it could be. The Kawaii Tarot has a wee bit of the colors used on the cards in the guidebook, which is helpful because that deck is very minimal. Good. Oh, Marlene, you said my name right the first time. Thank you. Can't have a wheel that's not round. That's what I thought. Okay. Uh I think that's the only thing. The not round coins. And this wheel isn't round either, but it's the perspective of the Tarot de Marseille because it's not straight on. We're looking at it from from the side, kind of. Oh no, wait, the other thing. Ooh, this deck is not in order, and I saw something that I want to show you. Oh yeah, here it is. Something that jumped out at me because they did restore this deck and then made it look old, at least a little bit. Look, I just love this with the stain. So good. And then I love this chariot because I've never seen a chariot with green curtains. That really jumped out at me. So much green there. Beautiful. It's like a new, I don't know, connection to this is the firmament, right? This is the stars. Because it is to me connected to the star. Again, different systems, but 7 and 17, that's the connection. Here she is. I just love how these are penciled in. A wonky wheel would be a wheel of misfortune because you're going to crash. Yeah. So what's a deck with a wonky wheel, right? But then again, look at the coin. Actually, that one's all right. It's nice that we still see that the devil isn't holding a sword, but a torch, which is why it doesn't have a handle. See how that looks like a flame. And I love that detail that we didn't lose that in this deck. Looking for something specific. Talk amongst yourselves. The faces are beautiful. Yeah. Where is it? Okay. It wasn't the last card. It was the second to last card. Aaron, isn't the planet Earth itself oblong and not a perfect sphere? It probably is. Yeah. We're trying to find perfection where it actually doesn't really exist. Yeah, I heard the Japanese don't believe in perfect symmetry. Well, there's a point there. Apparently, also not the Vesca Pisces, blanking. I just had that word. Oh, the golden ratio and all the other fancier ways of saying it doesn't actually exist because it's not exact. Hello, Lady Alcamilla. Um, this reminds me of my last video where I said in the man, the empathic oracle, that there was one card in the whole deck that looked computer made, and it was circles, and they look uh, almost like, well, they do make a Vesica Pisces, but they look almost like the flower of life. Um, I mean, there's just 4 circles in the card, not 6, but it looks like the flower of life. And it that remind me of how my parents used to have big hand-woven carpets with deliberate choice, deliberate mistakes in the pattern, because it was the culture and the custom to make at least one mistake per rug, because that showed that you are human and you are flawed. Uh, there's no use in making a perfect rug, a perfect carpet with no mistakes, because only God is perfect. And that just always stuck with me. So that, I don't know, that just reminded me of it. Ha! If the world were perfect, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Okay, so here's another little flaw. I'm sure of it. I'm going to show you. Let's start with the lowest number, 4 of wands. Beautiful, right? Looks like a little crease there. I absolutely freaking adore that. Now look at that flower. Beautiful, okay? Nothing weird here. Then we move on to that would be the 6 of wands. Notice anything? Maybe not. But I don't know how they did it or why. Maybe one of the cards, the print of the cards that they got was so damaged that the flower was gone, or I don't know how they constructed this deck, but it is the exact same flower pasted on, but this one, because it's 6 of wands. Do you hear that? That's doggy dreaming again. Barking in her sleep this time. Oh, I hope she's not having a nightmare. Hey, Pooch. Hi. Hello. Oh, oh, okay. Hi, hi. Oh, hi. um, and it's just a little thinner, a little smaller. See that? What do you guys think of this? It's the exact same. Just look at that blue here. Look at that little petal with the point missing. The colors, it's exactly the same. I want to know now how this deck was made, because maybe they started from scratch and constructed this deck. Maybe it's a big puzzle. But that's the last little thing that is a flaw of this deck. But I so don't care because it feels perfect. This is the deck. Now let me show you other reasons why it's so gorgeous. Um, Arcanum 13. So good. And I love, love, love. Will I be able to find it? The connection, the visible connection in the Marseille system, because um, death or Arcanum 13, it's very different in my Triumphi. It's not this one. Um, the visible connection between the Fool and Arcanum 13, because in Arcanum 13 we see death, and it's the exact same stance, and it's the skeleton of the Fool. The Fool is flesh and blood, and then here he's leaving something behind, and his walking stick became a scythe, and he no longer has these possessions. So it's a very different stage, but I'm so happy to have a deck that I connect with. To I never know how to say that, so I will always just say both. Whatever. Have a deck that I connect with, that has these secret symbolism things of the Marseille tarot. Even though maybe everybody here knows it, everybody here in the chat, it's still like the secret meaning, or the secret, it feels very like something's there, something of significance. Ah, see, Kelly? Well, there you go. I'd never made that connection before. Yeah, I know. It's mind blowing. I didn't come up with this. I read this in a book. Namaste from Nepal. Okay. Um, okay, so I'm gonna just flip through a few cards to show you, but another detail I love, apart from the colors that are wonky, the creases that are added, the it looks very old, it's penciled in. Also on some of the cards in the corner, it looks like someone penciled in card numbers. See that? I absolutely adore that. Uh, see that? Right there. And that it faded again. See? You can see it's like someone drew on the card or wrote on the card, which is actually very common for antique decks. If I remember to do so, I will link an old, um, I don't know, eBay listing. That's the word I was looking for, underneath this live when I'm done, because it shows it's an old listing. The deck was bought for, I don't know, $500 or something like that. It shows a Nicolas Conver deck, but like an original from 17 something. And all the edges of the cards, all the corners were worn away. It was drawn, and there was writing on the cards, rhymes and poetry with images and colors. Connect to and connect with are both correct. Thank you. I love it. I mean, I'm a tarot nerd and you are English teacher nerd and you just taught me something. Good. I wondered why both sounded right. Anne, oh Anna, please do a video on the hidden connections and implications in the Tarot de Marseille. Well, I don't. This is one of those decks, just like any tarot deck, obviously, but this is just the oldest system that I work with. So, yeah, this is just one of those decks where the connections unfold as we read with the deck and connect with the deck. So, in 10 years' time, I'm going to have a few more, just a few more connections. And in 20 years' time, then maybe one or two will be added to that list of hidden connections, or we read different books on it and get our minds blown all over again. But you see what I mean? So it's going to unfold. And yeah, what I find, I usually will share. So let's just look at some of these cards. Do you guys like it? What do you like about this deck? Is it all the same things that I said? Because basically what I like about this deck is pretty much everything. I like the little stains as well. So good. And even though it was a limited print run, etc., I don't feel I have to be overly careful with this deck because any aging or use will just fit, just like with the Centennial, right? We already saw this one, but maybe there's also something you don't like about it. Feel free to share that as well. It's not gonna hurt my love for this deck. Kelly Bear, I do like it. I like how old and worn it looks. It has charm. Yeah, it does, right? Now, when I got it, I flipped some of these cards around because for me, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just how I learned the Tarot de Marseille, but all the swords have to be pointed pointing upwards. If they're pointing downwards, to me the card looks upside down. I know there are some systems where the swords point to the ground. Yeah. So there's also this flesh color, or I shouldn't say that, but well, I don't know how else to say, okay? Like one of the human skin options colors ground here in the Valet de Coupe. So that is the page or the knave of cups, as you can see, which I like that for this card. And he has flowers in his hair, very hippie like, and it fits that childhood. Yeah, that safety, like a little bird sprung from the nest and is still very vulnerable and doesn't know the world yet. Doesn't know how big it is because all he knows is his nest, his tree. Um, I don't know because it just shows the type of vulnerability, type of inside, and it's here in his what is that? A sleeve? But it's also on the ground, so it's his baby steps. It's for his first steps, right? Yeah, I know. I don't know how to say that. I don't like that it's out of print. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have other Conver decks to compare it to? No. And I don't even have another traditional Marseille deck to compare it to because I got rid of the one that I had, the traditional one, before this one arrived. Uh, I only have My favorite deck, which is probably of no help because it looks so very different. But I will always love this deck. So there, that's some Dolly Parton or Whitney Houston, whatever is your style. I would go Dolly Parton, but there's another song that you can hum all day, Kelly Bear. For Tarot de Marseille decks, this is the traditional style if of illustration that I like the best, meaning aesthetically pleasing. I agree 100%. Aesthetics do matter. They do. It's all right. I already have too many pip decks. There's something quite freeing about it. Absolutely. The Tarot de Marseille moon is incredible as well. I'm so over the moon that I found the deck. I found the deck. This one isn't going anywhere. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. Hell yeah. Hmm. Blue and green in this deck are just scrumptious. You said it. I like, see, this is one of those things. And again, I didn't come up with this, but the hermit has a blue beard. And in the Jodorowsky deck, he also has a blue hand, which is his left hand, which traditionally, um, at least the tradition that I know, is the receptive hand, meaning with blue meaning spirit or spiritual connection or spirituality. He is in touch, literally in touch with spirit, with God. With the hermit dedicates his life to that, and in the Kabbalistic tree of life, then also it means, doesn't it mean hand? I'm so blanking right now. But in the Thoth deck, also, for instance, the hand is the middle point uh, of the card, right? So yes, left is receiving. It's um, it's beautiful to me. And even though this guy has one very white hand and the other skin white, his beard, which is of course a sign of an older man and um, a man with experience, wise man, his beard is blue. So it's like his life experience and his age and his status and where he is now in his life shows that that helps with the spiritual connection. That is the combination of, you know, the color with what is actually that color in the card. Just a little example. Did they have hair dye in the 1700s? You know what? I think they did, except that it was just called dye for clothes and stuff. Apparently, all of our older movies that are set in medieval times, way before, uh, that just popped into my head, so I thought, let's share that anecdote. All of those movies are wrong because all the colors on the wall of the castle are just stone color. All the wood is just wood color. All the clothes are just like this. And apparently, we found much later on particles with the science that we have now, or the whatever it's called, the technology that we have now, in the walls, on the wood, on the floors, on the clothes, that everything had a color, everything was brightly colored. So all of those movies that are some, to a certain degree, uh, Damn it. Historically accurate, they are not, because everybody should have been wearing bright yellow and bright red and bright blue even they had. And purple apparently was hard to make or more difficult to make, which is why that is a color for people with more money. That's where all of that stuff came from. And also the walls in the castle would never have been exposed brick or exposed stone. It would have been colored and dyed. Wow, even ancient Egypt, they found lip color. Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay, you guys, I have to catch up. That moon card is so blue. Yeah, right? Beautiful. Yes, Paula, it sure, I mean, thanks to you. Thanks to you. Kelly Bear, the hermit clearly got in early on the merman beard trend. I'm unaware of it, but I'm thankfully unaware of that trend. I'm thankfully unaware of most trends. But yeah, this is pretty funky guy, obviously. But still, he needs a cane to walk or walking stick to go up and down that mountain. But it is red with passion, with movement, with going. Oh, sorry. I never thought I would read Tarot de Marseille or Pip decks, and it's been my main way of reading for several years. Same here. Oh, I never thought. And why did I learn Tarot de Marseille? Not because I'm half French. No, because I fell in love with the Triomphe de la Luna. Okay, so Kelly Bear knows about this stuff, okay, because it's part of your uh, profession. Medieval and Tudor times were super vibrant, for the wealthy at least. Dye was expensive, and sumptuary laws prevented people, yes, that was it, thank you, prevented people of lower class from procuring such things. I love history documentaries about anything, and it's fascinating. The railway and how that changed the world, just incredible. Mm, absolutely. No way. All those white marble Greek statues were colorful too? Wow. Yes, we are going off topic, but that's the color symbolism. Purple was a very hard pigment to make. Had to crush thousands of a certain kind of shell just for a little bit. Ha ha ha. I mean, we're over an hour just now. So let me know what else you want to talk about, and I won't keep you much longer. These are all cards we've already seen. Hold on. Okay, good. Oh yeah, this one, the stain. I love the Marseille Three of Swords. I consider this as a tattoo. With that, these plants are just extra beautiful with the little round seeds on them, or what's it called? Like the little before the flower comes out. She is looking so over it, but it's good. It's nice. See how uh, the Queen of Cups holds a sword as well. Lennon is saying, right, Aaron, I think of the Minoan culture and how they used a certain fish. Hmm. Yeah, anything that holds color, pigment. Wow. I know the court faces are super special, and I thought I was gonna miss. I didn't really think it. Yeah, I thought I was gonna miss the faces of that beautiful Pierre Madenier deck, but this one has equally good faces. So look, I like the swords like that, not like that. And I like that. Although I'm gonna have to research that a little bit or sit with it a little bit because my mind goes to alchemy, red and white mixing together, but we have one red handle and one white handle, and what that means of the swords. See? So that's just one of those things. Michael, where should one start to learn Tarot de Marseille? Do you have a favorite resource? Uh, I know he's not everybody's favorite tarot reader, but I just cannot help recommend his work, Alejandro Jodorowsky. He made The Way of the Tarot, which is a book. Um, and he reveals the original. I mean, he claims all the time that he reveals original meaning. Obviously, it's also just his opinion and how he reads the tarot, but it helped me so much because I just fell in love with the system because everything has meaning. Everything has meaning. Here, a pretty obvious one. 10 of Cups. This, like a lid on top of that 10th big cup. You can see through that color. There's that flower. And that flower looks like, where is it? Looks like the Ace of Coins. See, it's the same flower. And it looks like that for a reason. Because that is the sequence of the tarot suits, at least in the Marseille system. Because after cups, we get coins. And then after coins, I mean, I'm not going to find the 10 of coins very quickly, but we have this stem. And let me think, I always get confused on that. The stem, I think, would be a wand. Yes. So we get to the wands. And then in the end of the wand suit, we get 8 wands and then 2 straight down another, which then the space in between can be seen as the sword. And then, oh, yeah, there you go. Beautiful on that blue horse. And then when we get to the swords in the Marseille, the swords are curved. And therefore, these are showing us the way to the cups. And then again, from the cups, we go to the coins again, you know? It's fascinating. So I would say Alejandro Jodorowsky, but I hear good things about Tom Benjamin, um, and Kelly Bear has a lot of Tarot de Marseille books, I think more than I do. So, Aaron, yeah, good. I mean, not good, but I think that's fun that we share that. I love this little bud. That's the word I was looking for. Looks like a pearl in the Four of Swords. Beautiful. Oh my gosh, Marlene, the Yonasaya or Honasa, I don't know how to say that name, but it's so beautiful. Oh, all his decks? Are gorgeous, gorgeous. I almost got that stunning tarot deck, except that I think I prefer because so many images were changed in the second or third edition. I prefer the first or second edition. I'm not sure how many editions there are, but something very interesting about it. I don't know. For a modern deck, I was surprised at how much I liked it. Now, obviously, I didn't go out of my way to find it, which also indicates that I don't think I need the deck. Also, it's mm, some things I love about it, some things not so much. But it's beautiful artwork, is what I was trying to say. She really did base her work off his teachings of Jodorowsky. That's so cool. Painted Owl. I have too many Tarot de Marseille decks, but still trying to narrow down what I like in Marseille. I have a few decks to honor Stuart Kaplan. May he rest in peace. Yeah. Look how iconic this Queen of Coins is with her beautiful profile. She is the queen on the coins, right? On our modern money, cash money. Always love the Ace of Swords with the palm and the mistletoe. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yes, Lennon, I am drawing a Tarot de Marseille deck, but I'm so crazy busy right now that I just don't feel like I don't have time for anything. I barely have time to do this with you, but this is a form of relaxation for me. So I'm glad you're here with me. But yeah, I am drawing a Tarot de Marseille decks, at least the pips. I'm drawing the pips. Uh, but yeah, that's just to a fun way and a creative way, an active way, and a weird way to study Tarot de Marseille. I didn't know that you have been Dove was a student of Jodorowsky. What do you know? Marlene says, yes, Yonasa has many editions of their decks. I have the jumbo edition of the self-titled one. Ooh. Are the horses for wands and swords bigger than the... Wait. Naturally, Nikki's asking a question on the deck. Are the horses for wands and swords? Oh, okay. Bigger than the cups and coins. Well, let's check it out because I hadn't noticed that yet. So in the Cavalier, right? In the Knights, that is. Mm, mm, mm. Ooh, I like that question because I'm seeing different things now as well. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Let's geek out some more. The swords, yes, they are. I'm sounding so silly right now, but oh, Robledo talks about this in his decks. Nikki, what is he saying about this? Because these are the horses for wands and swords. I mean, I'm guessing because these are the active elements, and these are the horses, put them next to one another, next to each other, of the coins and cups, which are the receptive elements. But then something else I noticed, this one is very dark, and all of these horses are blue, except for this one, the bâton. How interesting. Hmm. But the swords one is the only horse which makes sense, which we also see in the Thoth deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so many other decks. The Swords horse is the only one that is, what's that called? Like running. Yeah, I see they are smaller. Yeah, you're right. Oh, wow. So the receptive horses are female horses. And the active horses are male horses. Mares, right, that's how you say it. Wow, that is cool. So cool. I like the little stain here. Marlene is heading out. It was lovely to meet you, as I've been a fan for a bit. You've sparkled my interest in Tarot de Marseille, and I pulled the Princess of Wands today. So, ooh, very nice. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Happy jellyfish. How about the title placement for the pages? Yeah, yeah. So let's look up some of these pages. But the title placement is very important as well. Now, I have to be honest with you, I kind of forgot a little bit what it means and why there are, uh, these little stripes with some of the cards and why not. But see how many justice has? I guess it's you just count them and see how many there are and what that number means to you in a numerological way. But also it's things like um, the French play on words. Like, wait, I uh, have to concentrate. So here, la force. How many are there in front of the name or in the end? I don't know. Okay, so this one. I already talked about this in an older video, but le jugement, meaning the judgment or judgment, honestly, because in French we say le and la in front of everything, but judgment, le jugement. Um, if you say it out loud, it can also be a phrase, not just judgment, but it also means the judge is lying. So that brings the message to we can have holy we can that's so difficult to say. Sometimes I choke on my English. You just witnessed it live. We can have our own rules as human beings in a society, but we are still very insignificant in that sense because we don't actually make the rules. So how can a judge be the embodiment of truth? It's then it's justice. And here in judgment, we are past the human interference. In judgment, we find out that we don't have so much to say, and we have to be aware of that. And it goes deeper and it goes further, but there's just a little idea of what it can mean. And le jugement, judgment, sounds the same as le jugement. The judge is lying. There are more of these. La Maison Dieu. La Maison Dieu. This is the house of God. It sounds, La Maison Dieu, can sound like l'âme et son Dieu, which is very spiritual. L'âme, the soul, is its God. The soul is its own God. Or l'âme a son Dieu, the soul has its own God, or the soul and its God. I mean, just that. It's, oh, I just, Love it so much. Don't you love it too? Oh, yeah, there's a progression of blue on the horses. I'm gonna write all of this down because this is good stuff. Thank you, guys. Making me notice things on the very traditional Tarot de Marseille that obviously I was unable to study before because all I really know, is the Triunfo della Luna. So I was looking for pages. Let's actually do that. Oh no. Oh, I'm so unorganized. Anyway, that's one. Did you like my little judgment and House of God explanation in French? Let's find the Page of Pentacles and all the other pages. Okay, for Happy Jellyfish. I also want to show you something in the Ten of Coins. The coins one might be pregnant. Do you mean the page? Because there's a hidden coin underneath the soil, which he doesn't see yet. Okay. What was the question again? Oh, the Page of Pentacles, or of coins then, right, intrigues you. Here are the pages, the valet, the knaves. Two of them wear that hat that the magician and the force also have. It's like that lemniscate, which is where the floating lemniscate came from in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, by the way. Or similar hat, at least. Page of Pentacles is Earth of Earth. Yeah. From what I've gathered, the Page of Pentacles is meant to be truly grounded and touching the actual bottom of the cards. Yeah. It's Pentacles. Earth element. Yeah. Michael has been taking copious notes. This chat is brilliant. Well, thanks to you guys. It is interesting, and we can just keep going with these crazy analogies, right? If you guys like this, check out my live with Manuela on the Triunfo della Luna quartz, because the quartz look like animals. There's actually so much in there. And I know we're making up symbolism as we go in that live, but that's how the Tarot de Marseille works. That is the magic. That is why this is a spiritual tool. Oops. We need some power. Well, not going to keep you very much longer because doggy is hungry over here and lying on her back for me to pet her. Hi Poets. Hallo. Kom je toch maar even hoi zeggen dan? Ja, ik weet dat je honger hebt, maar je moet even wachten. Nee, je moet even wachten. Hi. Hallo. Oeh, ja. Oké. Och. Shh, rustig maar. Rustig maar. Ga maar liggen. Kom nog een keer hoi. Kom hoi zeggen. Kom dan. Hallo. Pulling out all the tricks. Putting her paw on my arm. Ga maar liggen. Goed zo. Hello, Tammy Pie. Nikki, there are a few different French phrases for the different cards I recall reading somewhere. I'll have to find it super interesting. Yeah, and as I said, I have an old video on it, on just that. Oh, the horse? I don't know. Okay, I'll have to reread this. Mm-hmm. You know, sure, coins, money, finances, job, wealth, sure. But I prefer to read the pentacle suit or the disc suit or the coin suit or however you want to name it as feeling rich. What enriches your life? What makes you happy in the moment? That is earth because we are here on earth and we have to make the best of it. We have to understand what it feels like to be in the moment, to find that happiness which is actually right here. And so it's not about being rich or about anything that has to do with that. I mean, for me, most of the time, it's about feeling rich, the feeling of yeah, the feeling rich. Um, but obviously, coins are also there to indicate something regarding finances, money, work, of course. But I don't like to narrow things down, as you guys may know. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Michael. Thank you. Not so much making up as finding the connections and symbols. Yeah, it's almost the same thing because there's no ancient guidebook for the Tarot de Marseille. Okay, so let me count this to get it right. This again is a Jodorowsky thing that I um, read, that I learned from him, from his book. Maybe other books also talk about this, but it's about the 10 of coins. Who knows what I'm going to say? Hello, Kala Lily. 4, 5. Maybe Aaron would know. I don't know. But anyway, it's interesting and it can mean different things. Yeah, Nikki, they don't all have the same amount of petals on them. I see them as petals, but whatever. Of little curves. That's right. So it's interesting in the 10 of coins, the last pip card of this suit. Um, okay, so you're saying some of them have 8, 9, or more. I know, maybe that's a different type Marseille, because this is type 2, I think is what it's called. And this is the one I know, because all of them have 12 petals except for this one in the downward right corner, in the downward active corner, which is like almost an arrow pointing towards the next phase of life. This one has 11. What does that mean to you? Can mean many, many things, but it's just one of those things. This is why we count little this is why we count little lines and little dots and little leaves, and this is why we get obsessed and we actually go through our tarot decks with magnifying glasses, you know. Right, 12. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They all have 12, at least in this type Marseille, and then the last one has 11. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I think I have to go take care of my doggy. I absolutely loved this chat. Did I say everything I wanted to say? Uh, yeah, yeah, absolutely. This was so much fun for me, and I actually learned something. I'm gonna have to take a look at all of these courts because that is the main difference, in my opinion, between the traditional Tarot de Marseille. This is what I consider traditional Tarot de Marseille. Um, and my Triomphe de la Luna, all the courts are very different, which I very much appreciate. Now I have to start getting to know these guys and what they have in common, how they are different. So I'm going to start with the knights because you actually helped me see the difference and how the gradient between those horses and etc. So I'm gonna take a look at that. And thank you so much. Uh, I mentioned a few videos on here that you might find interesting as well because it's very much about uh, getting that very deep understanding of your tarot deck, and then also just the non-scenic pips, which I love, and the Tarot de Marseille system and how that can be read and how that can be interpreted, because there are so many, every card has so many meanings, every card has so many sides. What is my favorite card of this deck? I don't know, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I think I'm still, every time I see it, obviously this is going to change, but I'm still most surprised to see this green uh, cloth, this green fabric, this green roof on the Chariot card. I'd never seen that before. And also, the Chariot is my card of the year. So this was fun, great live. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for making this such a great live. Thank you for the Tarot de Marseille geek moment. I know. Many thanks, Anna. Wonderful. Bye, all. Thank you so much. Happy Ostara. Mwah. Have a wonderful Sunday. Much love. I'm going to go.